I've got to tell you about something that's seriously impressive. My good friend Chris recently tried M-Sculpt Neo at Living Well Healthcare in Elkton, and the results absolutely incredible. I'm talking visible muscle tone and fat reduction, all without stepping foot into a gym. M-Sculpt Neo is a non-invasive body contouring treatment that builds muscle and burns fat at the same time. It uses advanced technology to give you the equivalent of 20,000 crunches or squats in one session. You heard me right, 20,000. Living Well Healthcare in Elkton isn't just another wellness center. It's run by Dr. William Clifford, who's been helping people feel and move better for decades. If you're tired of working out without seeing results, or just want a kickstart to your fitness goals, this is the move. Check them out at livingwellhealthcareelkton.com. Again, that's livingwellhealthcareelkton.com. And tell them Rich and Chris sent you. Hey everyone, it's Rich Bennett. Can you believe it? The show is turning 10 this year. I am so grateful for each and every one of you who've tuned in, shared an episode, or even joined the conversation over the years. You're the reason that this podcast has grown into what it is today. Together, we've shared laughs, tears, and moments that truly matter. So I want to thank you for being part of this journey. Let's make the next 10 years even better.
Coming to you from the Freedom Federal Credit Union Studios, Harford County Living presents Conversations with Rich Bennett.
Slow pitch or fast
It's probably the least sexy part of the work, and I don't That's okay. No. The truth is,
Today on Conversations with Rich Bennett, I have the privilege of speaking with Shruti Sethi, a nutritionist, cancer coach, and founder of Awaana Health. Shruti transformed her personal battle with cancer into a powerful mission, offering holistic wellness solutions that address chronic conditions from cancer to cardiovascular disease. Her inspiring journey from a successful fashion designer navigating a life-threatening diagnosis to a cancer-free advocate of mindfulness, nutrition, and yoga shows us how healing extends far beyond traditional medicine. I am really looking forward to this for a couple reasons. Number one, nutritionist. I definitely want to learn a lot from you because I've lost over 60 pounds now from changing my eating habits. And I've never heard of a cancer coach.
Really?
No. That's a first. Actually, I'm just going to start right there. What exactly is a cancer coach?
Yeah. So, when I got diagnosed way in 2016, it was such a shock to me, like 34 years old, really didn't know why cancer happens and what you should be doing. The first thing, you hear the word cancer and you feel, oh my God, like what now? Is it end of my life or what? And then when you go to the doctors, you have so many questions as a young person that, how am I going to respond to treatments? What should I do? Because you go to the Google, this is the age of AI and stuff. And back then it was Google. So obviously you Google stuff and you get so overwhelmed by all of these things like side effects, and you see people's picture, you go to the hospital, you see people depressed. And I was like, I do not want to be in that state. Look at these people. They have no life. I was willing to do anything and everything for me to get out of that state. I mean, I had to do what I had to do, the test and the chemo and all. But God, like that side effects of just not having hair and just feeling fatigue all the time. I was like, I have to do something. And the doctors say you can't. Like they don't have answers. And it's not possible. It's just not possible. So I in my discovering and meeting people and going to hundreds of coaches and going online, it was quite taxing because, you go through cancer and you go through the treatments, and then you have to like understand what do you need to do and talk to people and experiment, etc. So I really experimented. I really went through so many modalities, and I figured out. And at that time, when I was into fashion, I had no idea that I'm going to get into health and wellness. I don't know, God, if I get well, I am going to spread this knowledge. I'm going to really help people.
Good.
And that's how that deep rooted desire got me into the space that I am going to coach people. Of course, then when I got better with nutrition and mindfulness and yoga and all of the other things which I did, the holistic approaches and the integrative approaches, I thought, oh my God, why wasn't I told this about it? Why was like I had to really go to different coaches? I said, why don't I bring everything together and make it into one single platform where people don't have to go through this taxing experience which I have experienced? And I'm going to really tell people, give them the true knowledge about how I experienced and study, and then that's how I got into this very very like this platform where I not only transformed cancer but all of the diseases. I have different kinds of practitioners with me, naturopaths, and we have doctors and integrative nutritionists, so many other things going on, healers coming together and made protocols for different kind of conditions. And I would say I was so lucky to have experience and worked with hundreds and hundreds of people to understand the deep rooted causes of diseases. And then I started working with doctors and with so much of knowledge under them. And I understood that, holistic approach is great. I'm not saying no to medicine, but there is a middle path which really helps the patient, because you actually are in that middle way, because you want to talk to the doctors, but doctors won't tell you things. The other practitioners who are holistic practitioners, they don't believe in medicine, but you want the best of everything. Right? You want to live. The whole point is to survive and to thrive. And that's what I wanted to do. I'm 8 years cancer free now.
How many years?
8 years. It's been.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I never took any medication after that because I
really.
I actually my cancer stopped after 4 chemos because of all these integration and all these things which I did. And I never took radiation because I believed in my healing power of my own body. And I thought, I mean, I was too brave, maybe. I didn't listen to the doctors. And I was like, let me just give myself time and see how and what happens. And, not everybody is like that. The mindset makes a huge difference.
Oh, it does.
Yes. So then I thought, this is something really interesting. And I was so happy. And when I work with people and when I tell them about my discoveries and when I tell them about, listen, there is a way, the doctors won't tell you, but ask these questions of doctors, do these tests, understand your own thing, because your health is in your hands. Nobody is going to come. If your treatment is over with cancer, the doctor will send you and you will be lost. You don't know what.
Yeah.
That's where the coaching really helps you as to how to live your life and how to not get back to the situation where you had cancer. You can get secondary cancers, or you can get secondary diseases, which is actually a side effect of all those toxic treatments.
Right.
So I was like, I have to tell people. This was out of sheer passion and desire of helping people. And that's how the cancer coach.
I love it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and I understand that, doctors are they're going to tell you need to do this, the chemo, the radiation and all that. They're not going to look into the holistic approach.
Absolutely.
They're not going to look
at,
and in a way you can't blame them, but at the same time, and I've talked to a lot of cancer survivors on here. I want to say cancer thrivers because they thrive.
Yes.
And they, it's unbelievable how many have used the holistic approach and they're doing so much better And you're right with the mindset. And I'll never forget this. When my mother had cancer, there was a book that I read that helped me get through everything. And then she read it and it helped her. I think it may have helped her too much because she went into remission and started smoking again.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the cancer came back. But, that's another story. But it just, the mindset's a big part of it. People hate to hear that C word. They hate to hear that they have cancer. And a lot of times they just give up right away.
Yep.
Actually, with you, when you found out, when you went to the doctor and they told you, what was your first reaction?
I was blank. I was just blank.
Wow.
I said, how is it possible? A young 34-year-old woman never went to the hospital, never had any diseases. I mean, I had certain conditions, but not disease.
Right.
I said, how is that damn possible? I had no history of family. My grandfather passed away with prostate cancer, but the cancer I had was lymphatic cancer and it had no genes of it. It's completely lifestyle. And how am I not educated in school or in colleges that I could get cancer? Why was I left behind? And I was very angry with everyone around me, including my parents, including my ex-husband. And I was going through a divorce that time.
Oh, jeez.
I was going through financial crisis. I was shuffling between houses. And, everything.
Oh, my God. You had everything hit you at once.
Exactly. Everything came in together. And I was fighting with God. Why at this time when I don't know what to go, what to do? I have this health condition. Everything's going absolutely topsy-turvy for me. And I was I was going mental. I was completely depressed.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. And I didn't know how to respond. Couple of months, I was I used to sit blank. I was what the hell happened to me? Why did it happen to me? And it's not everybody, if whoever is going through cancer asks this question, why me? And I understand it, because you were leading a so-called normal life, and all of a sudden you're getting a diagnosis, and all of a sudden you're going to the doctors, and you see all the old people there. Cancer is usually an old people's disease, and you get comments like, oh my God, you're too young to get these tests done. It was really? Is it something wrong with me and my body? So, but now you see more and more younger people are getting diagnosed, right?
Infants.
Every minute in USA, there are 17 deaths due to cancer. Can you just imagine the number? 17 deaths. In spite of all the advancements we've done, cancer is still terrifying. It's still not something which we want to hear. And 90% of the cancers is due to a bad lifestyle. It can be managed. We can reverse cancers. So why not educate people? And I was I want to dedicate my life coaching people into this. And I want to really reach out to millions and millions of people and telling them that, listen, wake up now, because things are getting bad and bad. By 2050, every second person is going to get diagnosed. It does not only affect you, it affects the entire family, your community.
And friends.
And God, you just lose those years
Yeah. Okay, so with yours, because you're helping with cancer, but what led you into helping people with cardiovascular disease as well?
Yeah. So very funnily, one of my clients who I actually designed their wedding outfits for, he called me. He was also 37, 38 from the hospital that I have got a heart attack. I was really? And this was during 2020. He said, the doctor's given me so many stunts, and they want to add more stunts, and I'm terrified. I want your help. I said, okay. I said, give me 3 months, because I was studying and I was already working with people and stuff. I said, give me 3 months or 6 months, whatever. And he was overweight. He was obese. In 6 months, his transformation was he lost about 40 pounds. We kind of And when he went to the doctor again, he said, you have a very healthy heart. We don't need to operate you anymore. And we just did he went into mindfulness and yoga and deep breathing exercises. We really detoxified him, worked on his pathology, psychology, emotional health, exercising, good, great sleep, stress relieving activities. And there you are. You kind of really, and that was a great testimonial for me, because I was new, and then it was during COVID, and I just started practicing alone, and I got all these chronic issues, people coming to me and like, please help us. I said, okay, this was terrifying for me. So I build up a team, and I really went into deep into that, because because there were so many modalities I was working with, hormonal, infertility, and everything. So I was like, oh my god, I'm getting into this chronic, not acute but chronic condition things, autoimmune conditions and stuff. And this was great, because I love challenges, and every case which comes to us is like so different from the other, and we've helped so many people, not only with cancer but with other issues as well. So it's amazing to see every time that how human body has a capability of healing itself, and mindset is so important. So I really work on the mindset, preparing the mind so that you can prepare your body. If you don't have that mind and body connection, you will not be able to heal. That's for sure. Surrendering to the process and having that extreme belief, faith, and discipline that you can do it, and you can. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. And the thing is, because you mentioned earlier when you were diagnosed that, you got mad at God, you couldn't believe it, you didn't know why. I think we know why now.
Yeah.
Because he wants you to help other people, which you are. And actually, with your cancer, did they ever determine how you got it?
No, I mean, you go to the doctors and they ask you several questions, but they said, oh, there's no one pinpoint. But I know, because it was like I had a lot of other severe conditions going on. Like, I always had gut issues. I always had bad acne on my face. Like so there was hormonal imbalances going on. I had PCOD.
Oh, wow.
Which is again like a polycystic ovary disease. I never knew about it unless and until I had several scans going on. When you go to a PET scan, you understand it. And of course, I had extreme anxiety. I always used to sweat from my palms and my feet. So it was like my nervous system was never regulated. So these were like, you think that they're okay. All of these things are just normal. Everybody has something or the other.
Right.
You don't have to really think about it. All you go to the doctor and they give you a pill, and you have to, you don't really dig deep into why all of these things happen. And trust me, I've taken for my acne condition, I have done so many types of treatments, but never addressed the root cause. And through diet changes, and when I came into this, and I feel so much younger than I was in my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s.
Wow.
Right? Like, I have energy. I can wake up morning. I never used to get up early in the morning. Like, I was never a morning person. My body was not able to digest the food. Now I am like, I don't even need an alarm clock. So these small little changes can go a long way. I have to make sure that I have to tell your audience that cancer just doesn't happen all of a sudden. It takes almost 10 to 20 years for your cellular dysfunction. And
wow, I did not know that.
Exactly. So our immune system is capable of the white blood cells and the NK cells are the reason why we produce cancer cells every day, and they hit the cancer cells and they kind of remove the cancer cells. They fight it. But if the immune system is compromised, slowly and gradually you start getting inflammation, and that's one of the root causes again, to inflammation and everything. And if you have any other core issues, say for example, you have obesity, or you have glucose, you don't metabolize the glucose, like you have insulin resistance, or you have diabetes, those could be the parameters of developing inflammation. And when there is inflammation, there is always a chance of getting a secondary disease. It can be cancer, it can be anything. But people don't realize it. They say they take a pill, they take, like insulin, and they're like, okay, we'll live with it. But it's not like that. You can change things. Pill is not the answer. It just is not the answer. You have to heal what's inside.
And the thing is, I mean, I'm the type of person where I got to be in severe pain before I even take a Motrin or anything, any type of aspirin. I do believe in the holistic approach. I believe that God put things here on earth to help us.
Absolutely.
And you look at all the different herbal medicines and teas, for example, all the different teas that help you.
Yeah.
One of the things I mentioned before we started, how I've been on a lifestyle change, and I was up to 300 pounds at one point. Now I'm down to 235.
Wow. One
of the things I fell in love with, and I never heard of it, but it's supposed to be very good for you, is matcha.
Yes.
And I'm like, what the hell is matcha? And when I found out it was a green tea powder, it's like, and everything it does is like, oh, it's become my new best friend lately.
Yeah.
But I do believe that a lot of people don't understand that. I don't care whether it's cancer, heart attack, or whatever. You have to change your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
You have not just the holistic medicine and everything, but the yoga. Yoga it's a godsend. It helps a lot. Meditation is another thing. I believe people meditate when you wake up, meditate before you go to bed. Meditate throughout the day. People, I don't know what it is. A lot of people think you got to sit down and, meditate. You can meditate so many different ways, and it just clears your mind.
Absolutely.
It's like, somebody said best. I can't remember. It's like hitting factory reset on a computer or something.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Oh, it just makes a big difference. So I understand that you've written a book.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
It came last year.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it did came last year, and it's called The Healing Power Within. And it's my journey with cancer. And I've also given case summaries of cancer patients who have gone through cancer, and few interviews of the doctors who really helped me. And it's very personal because it took me some time to really pen my thoughts. It took me almost 3 years.
Wow.
I'm not a writer, but I when I was going through cancer, I read few biographies. It really helps. It really helps to understand and know that people have healed. It gives you a lot of confidence. And I want to do everything to help people with regards to going through their cancer journey, making the cancer journey a bit easier. And it can be easy. It's just like, I've done few mistakes, which I really wanted to point out. I've also had victories. So all of that is, it's a memoir. It's kind of my personal journey. And I wanted to leave some footprints behind so that it can help people. And it's been doing well. And I'm very, very honored when people read it and tell me that, oh, your story is so inspiring. It just makes my day. It's just like the whole process of going through was quite taxing, but
right.
It's really wonderful to hear, and people, all strangers, just messaging me that, wow, it's so helpful. Just.
Those of you listening, make sure you get the book, The Healing Power Within, Transforming Cancer to Wellness. And after you read it, make sure you leave a full review, whether on Goodreads, Goodreads, the podcast one, Goodreads, Amazon, Barnes, wherever you can leave reviews, and then purchase a copy for somebody else, because it helps people so much. Actually, you mentioned that you read something that really helped you as well, right?
Absolutely.
You're listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. We'll be right back. Cancer is a serious public health concern that affects many people. It can be a difficult and frightening experience for those affected and their families and friends. I want to urge everyone to take steps to prevent and detect cancer early. There are many things you can do, such as eating healthy, exercising regularly, getting regular checkups, and avoiding risky behaviors. Let's work together to make sure that everyone is aware of the importance of public health and cancer prevention. The Harford County Health Department offers no-cost screenings for colorectal cancer as well as breast and cervical cancer through their partnership with University of Maryland Upper Chesapeake Health for eligible individuals. Go to harfordcountyhealth.com to find out more information. What was it that you read?
I read so many books. I read You Can Heal Your Life by Louis Hay. Then I read 2-3 cancer journeys like Yuvraj Singh. He's a very famous cricketer. Then I read about a few actresses, Chris Cars, so many other cancer patient stories. So, and it really made a difference that I'm not alone. If they can do it, I can do it. And it goes a long way. Like, you read because you want to learn from others' experiences and you don't want to do the same mistakes they've done. And that was the whole sole purpose of me coming out and telling that, listen, if I can do it, you can do it. And there is a middle path. Please do not blindly follow anything. Go and do your own research. Everybody is different. And holistic approach is the way of living life after cancer, because you don't want to get into any medical loop again and again. It's taxing. Right. It's like it's such a time waster.
So I mentioned yoga earlier, and mindfulness and yoga were transformative for you.
Absolutely.
Right? Can you share an example of how incorporating those practices made a tangible difference during your recovery?
Absolutely. So yoga is just not doing asanas or performing or just working on your joints. Yoga, when you understand the deep philosophy behind it, it is basically helps in the cessation of thoughts and really living in the moment. When you hold an asana, when you do like a tree pose and you hold, you balance and you really make your spine erect and you stand in that posture and you focus, that small little changes makes a huge difference because you feel grounded, you feel in the moment. And when you perform every day, you feel like, oh wow, where is my anxiety gone? I'm really balanced the whole day. And that's how I learn. Like, I also teach yoga, and I find a difference between people when they do these small postures. And I always go behind the philosophy. I just don't tell people that do this because you're going to live longer. It is like the mind and body connection. So not only that, but combining it with great nutrition and bringing like, I'm a plant-based eater, and I noticed small difference. My anger was gone, my frustration was gone. It's said, right? You are what you eat.
Yeah.
You are also what you eat, what you digest, and what you detox. And it's so important to understand that this concept, that everyday eating habits, it's making you, it's going to your cells. You are making it's a part of you. What do you want to become? People, I always ask, what do you want to become? Like, what are the changes you want to see in your mental state and your physical state? And then change your diet accordingly, and that makes a huge difference. The
big time.
whole philosophy of our ancient wisdom, from sattvic food and tamasic and rajasic food, these all three types of food, I understood, I knew about it, but when I really put it into a practical knowledge and I did it myself, my anxiety was gone, my depression was gone, I was feeling more lighter during the day, I was digesting better, I was sleeping better. Oh my God, like, my side effects were gone. I was again back to work. Within 6 months, my menses came back. There was such a interesting thing. And all you need to do is have consistency and be disciplined about it. I still live a very consistent and disciplined life in terms of what I'm eating, what am I thinking, because now it's become a part of my lifestyle, and that's what lifestyle is. It's like, how are you thinking? How are you breathing? What are you eating? What are your thoughts? How are you with your social? What is your social circle like? Everything together is a lifestyle. So, it just, I'm so grateful now that I look behind what cancer did to me. And now I'm living such a happier and healthier life, and I know when to stop, and I know what my limitations are. I know where my body wants to rest. All of these things are so important, and we don't really pay attention to.
So, okay, I wanted to ask you this earlier. With being a cancer coach with Awaana Health and your background in fashion design, have you actually combined the two? Because, and you mentioned earlier, when people get cancer, their first thought is with the treatments of losing their hair. But have you combined it to where you're designing stuff for cancer patients to help them feel even better?
I do want to come up with a line. I did learn about sustainable clothing and dyes and what it means, the natural dyes. But it's very, you have to be focused on one area. But down the line, I 100% want to start something with my own clothing and with my own things, which is like easy and free flowing. And I'm trying to bring myself more into natural fibers, because I feel that, whenever it's like a whole transformation. You don't want to use plastic, you don't want to use polymers, and natural fibers are more. So I'm still in the process of getting into it, but probably down the line I might have my own line of clothing specially designed for cancer patients.
That'd be awesome. Well, and it goes hand in hand with the nutrition.
Yeah.
Because you say, everything you eat is plant-based.
Yeah.
So even when you start doing the clothes, everything, it's like you're helping people connect with the earth even more.
Absolutely.
And that's, what better feeling? I love what you said earlier. And then I never thought about it this way. But when you said you are what you eat.
Yeah.
I think of all the bad things that I used to eat all the time. I'm glad I changed my ways. It's like, I don't want any of that. You mentioned the guy that you helped with the heart attack.
Yeah.
But can you, and I love feel good stories. Can you share a memorable story of someone's life that was actually, that you really helped for our listeners?
Yeah, so this woman, during COVID, she got a relapse, ovarian cancer, 4th stage, in her 40s, late 40s. She was terrified because she was doing everything. She already took chemo and she already went to surgery. She was already taking hormonal pills to help her, but the cancer came back.
Right.
And it was devastating. The mother and the daughter both reached out to me and they said, I don't want to go through that terrible surgery again and terrible treatments again. I said, okay, wait, let me understand your case. And it was like really like 4th stage, like almost like very, very bad state she was in. And we started working with her. We worked with her for 6 months, and she went to the doctor. Obviously, she had to take low dose chemo. She changed her lifestyle. She went into yoga, meditation. She was also doing acupressure, acupuncture, all of these other therapies. Yeah. And supplements, great supplements. We also told her to do ozone therapy and IVC and all that, vitamin C high. And then after 6 months, she went to the doctor. The doctor was really shocked to see, what have you done? We do not need to do any surgery anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. Those were her thoughts. And she called me from the hospital, sitting in front of the doctors. The doctors are saying, and I'm so thankful to you. And she's in remission since 2020 now. And
Nice.
we worked with her still, like after cancer, we made her sure that she detoxes that toxin chemos. I worked with her for 2 years, and touch wood, she's like thriving now. She's doing amazing, and all the time, whenever she speaks to me, she gives me so much love, and I really love these kind of stories. There are so many, but this was my first case. Like
Right.
very, very special to me.
You know what I think you should do, Shruti? If you're already doing it, then I'm going to be blown away. And do your own podcast where you talk to your clients.
Yeah, it's in the pipeline.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It should, because and when you start it, let me know and I will help promote it, because I
Aw,
think
thank you so much.
it reminds me of two young ladies that I had on. They and I love them. God, they started a podcast called Two Girls with Cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they are awesome. But they changed the name, and it's a good thing. Two Girls Without Cancer.
That's so smart.
Oh yeah, because it's gone. It's like, oh my God, I am so proud. It's like, yes. And the people that they're helping, it's simply amazing.
Yeah.
Simply amazing. There's a lot of things you could, God, you're already helping a lot of people. I think the podcast would help. You being a nutritionist too, have you thought about a cookbook?
Yes, you're just.
Oh, come on.
my recipes are ready, and I want to publish it. That's the next book which I'm working on. It's specifically designed for cancer, and I'm so excited about it because it's nothing like that in the market. I'm very, very excited to work on it. Yeah.
Okay, for those of you listening, I had no idea. I just thought I would bring it up. All right, so when are you hoping that the book's going to be published?
So I'm trying to talk. Like I wanted to look at it as this is a beautiful journey. Like I'm giving a lot of not only recipes but what it could do for your body. The scientific evidence is like for how do you use holy basil, for example, in your diet, or how do you make a concoction? How do you deal with side effects of chemo? Those kind of recipes are there. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take another 3-4 months to decide, and that I really want to shoot it beautifully with great pictures, so that when somebody sees it, they want to cook it. Like generally, it's so depressing to cook while going through cancer. So I do want to make it a very happy cookbook. So let's see.
Oh, you definitely have to come back on and promote that.
Absolutely.
That would be actually. Can you share one of your favorite recipes with us?
Yes, one of my favorite recipes is a very nice millet. It's a gluten-free dish, one-pot meal with lots of veggies, millet cooked and in very nice spices like turmeric and ginger. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's got spices which help you calm down. And turmeric is very good for cancer, like curcumin and stuff. So it was used to be my favorite thing, and also my favorite ice cream, which my mom used to make it like at home. Was so easy with coconut milk and carrot powder. I used to, whenever I used to come back with after chemo, I wanted to drink something. I wanted to eat something cold because I used to feel so heaty. And I never used to want to eat too heavy food. So I used to eat that ice cream made at home without sugar, only with dates. So that's what to be there in the book as well. Yeah.
Ooh, I do have to admit, I tried something different the other maybe about a month ago. I tried to make my own ice cream. It more or less became pudding, but it was good.
Yeah.
And I still got to make it and try to trick my brother. I made chocolate ice cream, but using cottage cheese.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I did make chocolate brownies, but I made the mistake of using dark chocolate. I should have used a lighter chocolate with black beans.
Ah, very interesting.
And tofu.
Wow.
Oh, they were very good.
Nice.
They were very good. I was like, oh yeah. Okay, so what advice would you offer to someone struggling to find purpose and positivity when actually facing significant health challenges?
Yeah, that's a good one. So first of all, I would say that, just do not tag that moment, whatever it is, it is come to you at a time where the light or the creator wants you to come out of your comfort zone. Any diseases or any challenges come to you to tell you, to push you to find something beyond, and push you to find that light and find the purpose. That's what happened to me. And you need to relax, and you need to understand, okay, these are the few things I have to go. I think journaling really helps, clearing your mind, clearing your thoughts. What are the few things you have to do? Write down those things, and what do you want to achieve? Like, see, try and visualize yourself 5 years down the line, and
Right.
then backtrack your steps. Okay, if I want to lead a healthy life, these are the steps I'm going to do, and do it with sheer discipline. Find someone to work with, because that really helps, like a coach or your mentor. Join groups, find a community, because people around you really encourage. Like, my mom and dad helped me. I joined few communities, I read books, I really made sure that I have proper knowledge about my disease and what happens, what is lymphatic system, how do you know, because you are, again, the master of your life. Nobody
Yeah.
else coming to help you. You have to go through that PET scan machine yourself. There's no one in the room. So you have to empower yourself with proper knowledge, with proper surrounding yourself with right people, doing the right things in terms of food, nutrition, exercising, going out in nature, connecting with it, understanding your root cause. And it takes a lot of energy. That's why work with someone, because it's a guiding force. You will not be
Yeah.
alone in that journey, and you will be, it made a huge difference when I used to talk to someone who was going through, or my mentors, that, okay, this is what I'm feeling, and they always used to give me answers. So I didn't feel alone about that time. So this is something, the practical advice, but I would tell everyone that don't come into that victim mindset. I know it's very difficult when you have certain diseases, that, oh, why me, and I am the one, and what did I do wrong to deserve this, and all that.
Right.
It's okay, everybody goes through certain challenges, and understand that reason behind it. Why has it come to your life? So if you cross that line of being comfortable, you become a little uncomfortable, you try and understand various aspects about life, your mind will open. And believe me, once door open, when your mind is open, automatically the right kind of people will start coming into your life. The right kind of conditions will start coming. You just have to make sure that you have that mindset. That's why
Yeah.
working with coaches really help. And I'm not trying to promote myself, but it does. I worked with several coaches during my journey, and it made a huge difference.
It's amazing when you align yourself with positive things, how much it helps.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, listening
Get
to
away,
podcasts,
get
like,
away
I
from that.
wish there were more podcasts during that time, right? Like, there were no podcasts
Yeah.
that time. So there is so much information online these days.
Oh yeah. It's never ending.
Yeah.
It seems like.
I mean, it can be
So,
overwhelming, right?
oh yeah, it's, and I mentioned this before, because before COVID, there were like, I want to say 700,000 podcasts, if that.
Wow.
When COVID hit, everybody decided to get into the field, and then all of a sudden there were over 7 million
Oh, wow.
podcasts. Now that number's down even more, because people are it's a lot of work. It is a lot. You have to truly love what you're
Yeah.
doing and love to learn. And that's something I've always, told my kids. I don't care how old you are, what field you're in, education never stops.
Absolutely.
And I'm learning more every day. What myths or misconceptions about cancer recovery or holistic health would you like to clear up today?
Okay, so the number one misconception is that you have to give up all your medications. You don't have to give your medication. You don't have to get rid of conventional medicine. Like, I don't understand why holistic practitioners are so staunch about it. understand the mindset of that person who's going through it. Every person is different. You have to make that person comfortable. When he's comfortable, when he's confident, because it takes a lot of confidence for them to not go a route of unconventional, because we are so brainwashed because of that.
Yeah.
And the society, your parents, your siblings make a huge difference in that. So you have to first make that person comfortable. You don't have to just wean off your medications all of a sudden. You don't have to go through like, no, I don't want to go to the doctors. Find a middle path. And the second thing I think is that holistic medication or holistic lifestyle is very difficult. It's very difficult, it's daunting, it's like nobody, I can't do it type. What is wrong? I mean, if you what that's why I try and do these, goals and sort of mindset and visualization sort of a technique with my clients, where I ask them, what do you want to achieve in the next 10 years of your life? How do you see yourself? Do you see
Yeah.
yourself just in the bed, or like just living a normal life, or do you want to thrive? You want to go places and you want to do something. And if you want to do something, there are 5 or 6 key elements which you have to work on consistently. And that's how I change the mindset, and that's how slowly small atomic habit changes. And it takes 21 days to change a habit and 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So if you work on that concept, it slowly
Interesting.
transforms and it becomes like a lifestyle. It becomes very easier. But those 90 days
Yeah.
is not it's a rough ride. It's not easy. But then that's why when you talk to people, when you work with like-minded individuals, when you have a community, they're doing the same thing, you get encouraged to do it.
Huh. I didn't know about the 21 days and 90 days thing.
Yeah, so 21 days your palate changes. It takes 21 days for your mouth palate to change. So if, for example, you like sugary foods and you already have those microbes in your mouth, so changing your microbiome in your mouth slowly takes time, right? Your gut lining changes every 21 days. So you wanna like do things consistently for 21 days in order to make a difference. And people give up within these 21 days because they go back to their cravings. They cannot, the body is used to something. Body is extremely used to something, and all of a sudden you give it comes into a shock. So you have to, that time, that mindset and meditation and yoga really helps, because then you come back into you kind of down regulate your nervous system and said, it's okay, I'm doing it for a purpose. What are my goals? And then you talk to your coaches and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm okay. Like you do the alternatives, and that's how, like, I like to train people that way.
Well, that explains why I'm not missing the candy bars anymore.
Yeah.
It never failed. Every time I went to the grocery store, you get in that aisle, they have to have the Twix and the Snickers there, and I would always grab one.
Right.
Now I don't even look at it.
Yes, see, it's like your body knows, your mind knows what is good for you and not.
Yeah, and the best thing, I don't miss them.
Exactly.
I don't miss them at all. Shruti, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. And also, is there anything you would like to add before I get to my last question?
So everybody, my website is called www.awaanahealth.com, AWAANAHELTH.com. I'm on Instagram, Shruti_Sethi_. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, all the social media channels. Please give me a message, ping me, and I'm always available for questions. I have a community, a beautiful community, where we do, sessions, we do webinars. So if anybody is interested, please do join it. It's free of cost.
And actually, I guess you coach people either in person or virtually, right? So it doesn't matter where they're
exactly. I have people and clients all over the world, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, good. All right. So anything like that before I get to my last question?
No, I think I'm good.
I'm excited about this cookbook and the podcast and everything now. I can't wait for all that. So what's the most valuable lesson you've learned from your own healing journey that you love our listeners to remember?
I think there's so many lessons, but one valuable lesson which I learned is make your health your priority. Because when you lose health, no matter how much wealth you have, it doesn't matter. Give your body is your best friend, and treat it nicely. Love yourself completely and do the things it is meant to do. Like go out, stress it out, go out, walk, take nature into your solace, go out and go in sunshine, take a lot of vitamin D, because when you feel great in your body, you'll also feel great in your mind. And that's the connection which you have to build. Everything starts from your physical body, then it transforms to your mental state. So I would say make your health your top priority, because we always think, oh, we'll have money and then we'll start working on it. That's a very, very wrong thing to do. Start wherever you are. Go small, do small steps, but please make sure that you do something about it. If you have a condition, if you have any disease, do something about it. You can heal. Your body is it's like a machine. You do the right things for it. You kind of oil it, you kind of give it rest. It will definitely do the things it's meant to be. So completely believe in yourself.
I love that. And the thing is, a lot of people will say, and I'm sure you've heard it, well, it costs too much to eat healthy. It costs too much to do this. Well, guess what? You can't put a price on your life.
Absolutely.
And if you want to be here forever, get rid of that $7 cup of coffee. You don't need that every day, and everything else. And I think all of you listening, when this cookbook comes out, you got to get that. And you got to get her other book. And of course, if you need her to coach you, you besides a cancer coach, you're also coaching people for nutrition as well, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had more than one question. I'm sorry. So if anybody wants to figure out how to change their lifestyle, you're the person to contact. Plain and simple.
Thank you so much, Rich.
Oh, Shruti, thank you so much. And I cannot wait to have you on again. It's been a true honor and a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really, it was amazing talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something from it as I did. If you'd like to hear more conversations like this, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It helps us reach more listeners and share more incredible stories. Don't forget to connect with us on social media or visit our website at conversationswithrichbennett.com for updates, giveaways, and more. Until next time, take care, be kind, and keep the conversations going.
This is Jordan Lally with the Ed Lally Foundation and the acoustic rock band Big Infinite, inviting you to a very special live music event at the Havre de Grace Opera House on May 23rd. We will be hosting not only a concert, but an experience of togetherness and connection for everyone in attendance. And all proceeds from this event go to benefit the Ed Lally Foundation's mental health and suicide prevention outreach. We would love for you to join us. For more details or to purchase tickets, visit edlallyfoundation.org or head over to the Havre de Grace Opera House website.